Hey guys, how's everyone going this evening slash morning wherever you are? And welcome to the Sim Racing Paddock, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the GT3 race cars, as well as some other content in rFactor 2. So I've loaded up some new content, both first party and third party, and we are going to be taking a look and seeing what the new pack consists of and our thoughts on it. So, an interesting thing, where is it? First off, because I literally just loaded on before starting this stream, so I'm not sure where exactly everything is, because I have so much content on right now. So, GT3 is a third party, I believe. It should be loaded on. Would be frustrating if it didn't. SR3 RSX? No, that's the old Radical. Huh. I might need to take a look, but alright, the Mclaren 650S GT3, that's part of the GT3 Power Pack. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have a mod on it. So let's start off with the Mclaren. So this was the first GT3 car to be released. It was also part of the McLaren's World's Fastest Gamer Challenge. I didn't really spend too much time testing out the challenge myself. I just enjoy driving the car around. But I'll just test drive this first, and then we can try to see if we can find the rest. So I'm just going to run it Silverstone, few laps, share my thoughts on the car's behavior, how it drives, and my thoughts on sound, things like that. Hello, Dimitri, Shane, and Doctor. How's it going? I could make a joke, Doctor, give me the news I got a bad case of rFactor 2. But I know I'm chock full of horrible jokes. Hold on a sec. Had it just one thing on OBS. There we go. Hello, Ralph. How's it going? Right now, it is currently 12:51 a.m. in Northern California. And if you guys noticed, I changed some things around in the layout of the stream. If you look at the top, I mentioned that 100% of all donations for the time being, they're going to be going towards California fire victims, because there was a large fire around my area. It basically burned around, a few 100,000 acres, destroyed over 5,000 homes. It definitely was one of the most destructive fires ever in the state of California. So I'm wanting to do my part to try to raise some money to donate to some of the fire victims. So that's why I have the ticker at the bottom, as you can see. And I had a goal, $1,000, and we'll see how that goes. I think I'm going to have it extend into a little bit of November, because A, the fires still aren't completely out, and B, I just want to spend more time trying to get money for people, because realistically, as you guys know, I'm trying to raise money for some more products to review, but realistically, helping people out is a little more important, I think. Okay, so I accidentally have it set to kilometers an hour still, but this will please you guys across the pond. Right now, I'm driving with the Fanatic CSL Elite PS4 wheel with the PlayStation rim. I'm using the Club Sport Pedals V3, as well as the Fanatic Club Sport Shifter Sequential and the Club Sport Handbrake on a GT Omega Pro Racing cockpit. And this car definitely is lively in a good way. The Mclaren 650S is a mid-engine car, so you can feel it actually getting squirrely on corner entry, which you can kind of expect. if you apply too much throttle, you feel the rear end step around, but it's still catchable. Definitely solid feel through the wheel. Yeah. Oh, hey, Gary. How's it going, man? Have a good day at work. Sounds definitely are great for this car. It doesn't sound too digitized. The car sounds pretty darn authentic. It feels like the levels are mixed pretty well, too. The transmission whine doesn't drown out Gran Turismo, but you get the good idea of the engine note of the sound mixing well with the transmission. If you listen to onboard camera noises, like if you listen to onboard videos, you get a better idea of how this is supposed to sound, I think. Granted, you want to look at those onboard videos with high quality microphones, not lower quality, like just raw GoPro or GoPro audio. But this sounds pretty nice, I gotta say. Maybe a little bit, Shane. I have some sparkling water behind me I might need to take some advantage of. But man, that car got squirrely. I hear a car next to me. It's another McLaren. Whoa, that was squirrely. But this is a really, really fun car. Game sound could be louder, Doctor. Okay, I'll adjust that shortly. Hello, Take 369. How are you today? Slideways. But this is definitely a fun car. Slide, slide, catch. There we... Oh, I just got hit. Yeah, I was sliding. I have invulnerability turned off for now. Whoops. But yeah, this car is really fun to drive. I'll give it that. The shifting sounds, though, are really nice. You hear that a kind of clunk, but you just know, yeah, that car just shifted. So if you listen. It's subtle, but that's how it is in these McLaren cars. I know, I had it, Shane. Not much I could have done there. But this car is definitely a blast. I've always been a fan of the McLaren cars myself, but I think I prefer the 650S over the the MP4 12C. Hey, it's Bangin'. How's it going today? Yeah, I was... basically, I took a nap earlier in the day, so I'm not really tired at the moment, so it's just like, okay, let's do a live stream. I've wanted to take these cars for a spin for a while and just see how these perform. Oof, oof, little wide. Tried to Bentley, it's sailing like a boat. Yeah, I'll have to take a look. I was having a little struggle finding the cars myself when I was looking through my car list, so I would have thought it would have installed for me, because I did purchase the pack, and I think it auto-loaded, so I'll have to take a look. So we'll do one more lap with this car, and then we'll go to the next. But man, this McLaren does feel great. And that's considering I'm using the CSL Elite, which is admittedly a wheel I'm not really used to. So I'm still getting used to it a little bit. I prefer the Club Sport wheel, but this definitely is communicating well through the car. And it's also a welcome change, because this is my first time driving rFactor 2 again in a while. rFactor 2 is one of my personal favorite titles, and since I've been doing a lot of testing of Forza 7 and Gran Turismo Sport, those have incredibly vague force feedback. It doesn't really do a good job communicating, so getting to a system that does actually communicating what the car is feeling, oh, this is a welcome change. And also, Silverstone is just a fun track. But yeah, here, it's a great corner to feel how the car is under load, even though I just completely botched it. Could you turn on tire temp? I'd have to... I don't think I have a setting mapped for the black box, so I'll have to take a look later on. So, don't all these new sim games do your head in for choice? We're truly spoiled for choice in sim racing in general, because we have so much available. And also, it's not just we have so much available, it's the fact that we just have the beauty of choice. If you want the whole, like the total hardcore simulation with the flat spawning, with the accurate vehicle dynamics, rFactor 2, in my opinion, second to none. If you're looking for a decent, like, turn wheel, jump in a LaFerrari, you have either Assetto Corsa or Project Cars 2. If you want that online competition, you have iRacing, or I'm going to mention in my review, Gran Turismo Sport is surprisingly good for online racing experiences. So you have a lot of selection, and it's great to see. So let's take a look. So GT3, I would have thought, but no, this is the mod. So I'm sort of struggling a bit trying to find it. Did it not load? Hold on a second. I'm going to back out of this and take a look, because it should be there. Hold on. So let me just turn on display capture for you guys. There we go. So let's see. I should have it in here. Content. GT2. Oop. Radical. STK, that's it. So Bentley, Camaro, or no, that's a mod as well. So I'm wondering, did I not have it loaded up? Because I did buy it. Yeah, the issue with rFactor 2 is it is admittedly limited information. So let's take a look here. So GT3 Power Pack release. Isn't it in the workshop, guys? So I am so confused right now. So Studio 397, let's look here. Workshop items. I'm 99% sure I purchased it. So let's take a look. So go to library, rFactor 2, And thank you, Dimitri. Thank you for that donation. Really does mean a lot. So find more DLC in store. No, it's under items. So GT3 pack. I purchased this. Fine, I could have sworn I bought it. That is so... I don't know, but I have them out on PayPal, so why the heck not? Better safe than sorry. So, guys, this is what I'm willing to go for you guys. So, more DLC in store, rFactor 2. Shop available items. Never a dull moment, guys, huh? Okay. There we go. And let's try launching it now. Okay, I don't know, but let's try playing again. Okay, Shane. You have a good one. Let's give this a try. Launcher, content, unsub, restart sub. Let's try that. So issue is I'm not even seeing it. So Mclaren 650S GT3, I have 2 versions of that. Fresh list. 1 radical. What the heck is going on here? Inventory, then rFactor 2. Okay. All right, yep, I just did repurchase it. That's frustrating, but okay. Subscribed, unsubscribe, subscribe. And subscribe, subscribe. And subscribe, subscribe. Subscribe. Okay, so let's move that to top of queue. Okay, so let's see. There we go. I know, fast download speed. Thank goodness. Radical, Callaway, Mercedes, Bentley. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to have to contact Marcel about a refund, but okay. So at least I got that put together for you guys. Dang, they need to polish that a bit. Hold on a second. So turn off display capture. There we go. So, yep, Radical Rxc Turbo. So this is one of the more unique GT3 cars. So why not take this for a spin? And hey, Patrick, how's it going, man? And let's see. Let's take it around Mid-Ohio. That should be a good one. With chicane. Patrick, I'll try out the Bentley next. Well, I think this is the first time I've actually seen this Radical GT3 car in any title. I think there was something similar in Forza 7. Maybe Project Cars 2? I'm not sure. Hey, Alex, how's it going? Settings, controls, display, bind vehicle status at bottom of the list. One thing I do hope that Studio 397 decides to improve in the future is these load times. It does take a bit of a while. So, you're setting settings, controls, display. Vehicle status. I'll just do that. Okay, now I have to wait for... I don't know why that stalled. Okay, I'm not sure. I should have clutch mapped. Hold on. Driving. Clutch. Yeah, clutch is mapped. Oh, I'm not getting max clutch. That's why I was having issue. Why no virtual reality? Because it's not as good for streaming. That's why I decided against it. So I guess I'm not getting the full clutch. Ooh, this is a lively car, too. Feels more like a prototype than a GT car, obviously. But, wow, you carry a lot of speed through. So, Patrick, what kind of VR headset are you planning on looking into? Oh, man, yeah. It's interesting because the steering in this feels more mechanical and less assisted, I think. Okay, Oculus CV1, that's what I have too, and I enjoy it quite a bit. I haven't been able to drive with it recently because of all the hullabaloo with the fire in my area, and then also testing out Gran Turismo. I haven't had time to really bust it out yet. But whoa! Sliding. Huh. You have to be careful on the brakes with this car. But yeah, you can really feel that edge of grip. Feels nice. Whoa! That freaking curb. Have I seen temps rise? They are rising a bit. I haven't heard about the new Oculus Rift, Daniel. I haven't heard any info about it. HTC might pull out of the market. Huh. I've sort of been behind a bit on the news, unfortunately, because life has been getting in the way. But, huh. Interesting. This is a tricky car. You can really feel the rear end try to step out from underneath you onto braking. So you have to really battle the car into the corners. The sounds are interesting because it sounds more like a prototype. I don't know if this is a 4-cylinder car or something. Whoa. Looped it around. Looks like there might be some interesting graphical artifacting. Shadows or something? I don't know. If I slide around or go off track. Okay, Patrick, that's interesting. Man, they throw the car in there. Little beating and banging. Definitely GT3 racers. But yeah, this is definitely a unique GT3 car that a lot of different titles don't have. I mean, Race Room, they have like 10, 12 GT3 cars. They don't have this. Same thing with the Assetto Corsa. So it's interesting seeing this. I don't think I'd call it my favorite, but it's fun. Whoa. Could feel that change in the surface. And that actually unsettled the car. Okay, let's switch to the Bentley. A lot of people have been asking for that. So let's change to the Bentley. Or the Boatley, as some people are calling it. So that would be under B, Bentley Continental GT3. Man, that thing looks massive. And let's see. I'm going to take it around Montreal. I don't know. I don't think this is actually optimized for DX11 yet, but still, it's a track I really enjoy. This upcoming rain effects for rFactor 2, yeah, definitely excited for that. Because the rain definitely is solid in execution. Visually, it's meh. So let's see how this goes. Load times. One thing I can't wait for is the new UI that they're working on, because judging on the previews we've seen, it does look extremely slick. I mean, this does look admittedly dated. Some of the underlying artifacts of the code for rFactor 2 even date back as far back as Sports Car GT. So it's like, ugh. Yep, that's a V8. Let's see how this car performs. Right now, I wish I had my triples set up, because I think that would be a better field of view. I just feel like I'm sitting pretty far back. Ooh, nice sounding. Heavier steering than both of the previous cars. Hoo-hoo-hoo. For a boat, it's surprisingly nimble. Yeah, and I think one of the things that I'm excited about is, this is a little bit of speculation on my end, but it seems like rFactor 2 is going to be taking quite a few elements from actually Assetto Corsa. For example, it's been announced that they're going to be using Yeebus 2 for their post-processing effects, and that's kind of a middleman for the rendering. So I'm wondering if they are going to actually be using a similar UI system where you add different pieces to it, because they've been talking about having different UI elements and basically the kind of things that we are seeing kind of in Assetto Corsa, maybe Project Cars 2, where they adjust it. So I think that's going to be exciting to see if that actually works out the way that I'm hoping it is. This is definitely an interesting car, because it feels a lot slower than it actually is. Because you're actually going pretty fast, but it's a pretty tame car. You are able to control it, but at the same time, it gives you a lot of margin for error. Yeah, Patrick, my guess is they're going to add more support for third-party apps. That's my guess. I haven't heard any explicit confirmation about it, but I'm willing to wager that guess. Whoa. Felt the rear end step out, and I was able to catch it really easy. Ooh, that engine note. Bentley's a Titanic on 4 wheels. This is a pretty fun boat, though, I'll say that. Seems like tire temps are staying pretty consistent. Little lock up there in the right front. I'm excited for the new graphics rendering and stuff, though, because the graphics still are admittedly a letdown. Granted, this is an old rFactor 1 era track that was just converted for rFactor 2, but definitely it's... Hey, Vincent, how's it going? Remember, keep paying attention. You don't want to get busted. But this is a remarkably stable car, which I think some people will like. It's accessible. It's pretty solid. Hey, Trade A, no, it has not been overhauled yet, unfortunately. We are eagerly waiting for that day. Because it's not just going to be UI now, it's also going to be like rendering overhaul. They're going to render it a lot better. They're going to be overhauling the rain, which is long overdue. Because if you guys remember the first demos for rFactor 2, like the preview videos, it had pretty good looking rain. So it's like, what happened? But now they're going to have it, which I'm excited about. Senor M tracks for rFactor 2. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. I missed my braking point. Little cut there. Well, we made it. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Car looks good. Definitely enjoyable car. Kind of a generic V8 sound, though. Which is somewhat disappointing, but understandable. Vincent, no, I wasn't really able to. I had kind of a busy day yesterday. I had some fun. Actually, had family coming in that I actually haven't met in my entire life. So this was the first time I actually met them in person. So I was excited to finally meet them. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Corvette. Hold on. So I'll turn up the sounds a bit. There we go. Sounds turned up volume a little bit. So let's take the Corvette around Lime Rock Park. That should be fun. Short track, fast, corners. Oh boy, it'll be nice. So I just turned up the volume a bit, so the car's going to be a little louder with the V8. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me all right. The Callaway Corvettes usually sound good, so I'm going to be excited. Vincent, unfortunately, I was busy then too, so I've heard about the race, and I heard a lot of people were disappointed with it and how it was run by the broadcasters. So, yeah, I didn't get to see it, unfortunately. Hey, Mark Two Sheds, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. Ooh, yeah, that's... What do I think about the Max Verstappen situation? I don't know enough about it. I heard it was something regarding corner cutting, and he just got the unlucky, I think, or something like that. I don't know for certain, though. Where it was like corner cut, he got called on it, some other drivers didn't, or something like that. Patrick. I haven't seen the animation yet. Oh yeah, that's a nice engine note though. That on the throttle sounds awesome. Just, it sounds like that, like it catches on the gears, and that just sounds awesome. Whoa, 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 whoa. Little bit of slip in the rear. Oh, this is a lot of fun. I don't know if it's the track or is it also the cars, but oh man, I'm having a lot of fun right now. This might be one of my favorites so far, guys. Whoa! Oh, that was... You could feel the car get light, and it's like, boom! Ooh. Yeah, buddy! This is so much fun right now. Great engine note. Great feel through the car, through the wheel. And, man. You're actually battling with this V8. Whew. Getting light. Whoa! Okay, if I had invulnerability off, I'd be dead. Oh. But man, yeah. This is a lot of fun, guys. I would have actually liked a little more grunt from this engine. It sounds a little too clean compared to what I've heard before. Still sounds great though. But that's, oh man, getting loose over that crest, having to catch it. That is an amazing feeling. Alright, Vincent, you have a great day. And yes, I am having fun right now. Yeah! One more lap. And then I'll reluctantly go to the next car. Which, so we did the Radical, this one, the Mclaren, the Bentley. Trying to remember what the fifth one is. Trade, I don't know if it's complete full, but it is stable. That's what I'm noticing. It's stable, but they are gonna actually add some more support to make it even better shortly. They're adding a new, I call it the rendering middleman, which is similar to what is used in Assetto Corsa called Ubis 2, and that's should actually improve the way that the DirectX 11 renders everything. But, oh man, that car is so much fun. You feel the Mercedes is the worst of all, okay? We'll see how it feels. So, Mercedes AMG GT3. Oh boy. And Let's take this a lot around Le Mans. So this is the Virtua LM version of Le Mans, and this was converted to rFactor 2 by, I believe, a third-party team. I'm not sure, but it sounds like it might actually be official. So either way, we have Le Mans. So should be fun track to drive. Not the Unreal hotfix I keep hearing about. I haven't heard of any hotfix or anything needed. Drive normally, it's okay. Push it and you suffer. Okay. We'll see how this goes. A lot of high-speed corners around here. I actually saw the AMG GT4, or it might have been GT3. But yeah. Hey Ryan, how's it going, man? Good to see you in here. Gotta admit, the modeling of these cars is pretty awesome. You can see the weld. Oh, almost drove through close pits. There we go. But yeah, you can see the welds. Ooh, this sounds nice. And I overshot my braking point. Keep it on the track. I like those downshift sounds. They've done a good job with the sounds. Okay, trade day. It's kind of confusing because the stock game, you have to go into the Steam workshop and actually subscribe to all the first-party content. So most of the content is free. The GT3 Power Pack is the only one that's paid. That's 5 cars. But then there are, I think it's like a dozen, maybe 2 dozen first-party cars and tracks. So there isn't a concrete number. I'll have to look into it more. I'm going to be doing an in-depth review shortly on rFactor 2, talking about it. But yeah, it's kind of confusing because there's the first-party cars. There are also ones called the third-party affiliates, which are ones that are distributed through the first-party developer, but they're actually developed by third-party teams. But yeah, there's some pretty darn solid content, some unique content like the Radical we were driving earlier. But it's definitely, it's lighter on content compared to most other titles. That's one of the downsides. But this GT3 content is pretty awesome, and I'm really hoping that they start bringing more quality content in. This doesn't feel too bad, but yeah, it does feel a little inclined to understeer. Is there WTC or WTCC mod? Because I believe there's WTCC. I'm not certain. At the very least, there's also BTCC, and they have the Honda Civic as a first-party car, I think. What? Had some wheel hop there. My bad. But yeah, it's remarkable that it simulates, because that was, I went in too hot, got on the brakes too hard, wheel hop. Boom. But this car it's pretty darn fun. Oh, this corner is so tricky because it's off camber. Off camber corners can just be so deceptive. Whoa, that's yeah, this is a tricky car. You're right. If you push too hard and cross the edge, you get punished. Let's do one more lap because Le Mans is a long track. But yeah, this is a fun car. And one thing I'm enjoying is, compared to the sounds in Assetto Corsa and in Project Cars 2, I believe, this sounds closer to the real-life counterpart. Because if I think about it, when I did my testing of this car in Project Cars 2, it used a kind of generic V8 sound. Same thing with Assetto Corsa. This sounds a lot better in my opinion. Sounds a lot more immersive. But yeah, the Steam Workshop has a ton of content, which is good and also not so good, because the content is pretty darn solid. However, you have to filter through some true pieces. I'm really enjoying the sound of this car, though. Little understeer. Oh, oversteer. Oh, oh. Ow. Goofing off right now, guys. But yeah, driving in rFactor 2 in virtual reality is surprisingly good too, which I've enjoyed. Like, the reason I'm not doing it in my live stream is I know a lot of people, they prefer the static of a single monitor for best viewing experience. I know some people get a little queasy with virtual reality, so that's why I haven't really been doing any live streaming in VR. Yeah, Ralph, I'm not totally certain on how tire dynamics work, but definitely it is easy to accumulate a lot of temperature with friction. Like, rub your hands together, you feel the heat rise quickly. So you feel like, imagine these tires sliding on the rubber, and yeah, and I think what rFactor 2 does is it measures the surface temp on, like, that's the number you're seeing. That's the surface temperature. So, yeah, it rises quickly, but also it drops extremely fast. When the core heats up, when the center and the inside, when that heats up, that's more concerning. Hakana, or Hakana? I apologize, I forgot your name wrong. I am currently using the Fanatic CSL Elite PS4 wheel, and I am using the Club Sport Pedals V3. I'm using the PlayStation rim, and I am using the Club Sport shifter on cars that need it, and also the Club Sport handbrake on cars that need it. All of that is hooked up onto a GT Omega Pro racing cockpit. And across the line. So let's try running a quick GT3 race. That could be fun. So let's find a track to run at. Matsuzaka could be fun. Oh, I know. Where is it? I'm looking for Brazil. So that's... Would that be under Interlagos? No. Maybe I don't have Brazil up. I thought I loaded Brazil on. Well, that's slightly disappointing because that would have been a fun track to drive these cars at. Let's try Sebring. And I am going to run with the Corvette because that was personally my favorite car. And let's go to classes, GT3. And for the heck of it, we'll add the old Camaro, I guess. So we'll do 7 laps. I'm not going to worry about practice. Qualifying 3 laps, okay. Or no, let's turn off qualifying too. Let's just focus on the race. And we'll do a 25 car field. AR strength. I'm not too fast. Let's do 89%. 50% damage multiplier. I think that'll work. Wait, 45 degrees Celsius, that is way too hot. We'll change it to sunny. 29 Celsius, yeah, that's a little better for Sebring. So I'm not sure how well Sebring works in DX11 right now. So you might notice some weird visual artifactings, but yeah. I wonder if there's some sort of YouTube video that someone's put out that shows real-time tire temperatures on a actual race car. I think that would be difficult though to have a sensor on it, but who knows. It's almost 2 a.m. here. So we'll do a quick race with these cars. Let's see. Starting in second. Decent start. Are you guys getting some weird stuttering going on right now? Because it looks like it's showing on OBS, but it's not showing on my screen. Oh man, this is a lot of fun. Oh, you're seeing that? Okay, let me see if I can fix that real quick. Because I'm not getting that. I'm not seeing that on my display. So let's try this. So I just stopped it and let's see. Come on. Okay. We'll restart the race. That is weird. Why is that showing? Trying to see how to figure this out for you guys, because I'm not getting that. That's so weird. Gonna try one last thing to fix. It's less than ideal. Might cause let's see. Let's see how this goes. If this doesn't fix it, I'm gonna change it for you guys. Okay, it looks like it's going all right now. Hey, Mark Susheds, thanks for the input and thanks for joining in on the stream. Hello, Genzo1, thank you. See, I know how to fix things sometimes. So, I run on OBS Broadcaster, and basically, I had it set to capture the game through hardware. It was basically through a game capture protocol. Now I have it just as a display capture, so it's capturing everything on my window. So, usually it's more hardware intensive, but thankfully it's running all right. So that's how I fixed it. Yeah, AI does need to be turned up a bit. That's one of the downsides, because with the ISI-based titles, it's always hit and miss, because on other tracks, 88, 89, 90% is at a level where it is not like, or 90% is usually on first party tracks or competitive for me, but this is a third party track, so it's dependent on third party. They call it AIW, artificial intelligence way path, and that's what basically tells the carts what to do on the track, where to go, how to behave. And if it's not set up properly, you get the situation where AI is either too easy or too hard, where it might not be authentic. So let's try something. I'm going to pull over to the side. Wow, stop and go penalty, really? So talent files for AI in rFactor 2, basically it's a file that has the information that gives the driver's attributes. So it helps differentiate one driver from another. Whoa, I just got punted. So the AIW, or not the AIW, the AIW, yeah, those, it gives a general idea on what the cars do. But then the talent files sort of give the driver's personality. It gives, oh, whoa, that guy got punted into me. Jeez. So yeah, it'll make one driver more aggressive than the other. It'll give them that idea of, it should, in theory, make it feel like you're driving against someone in real life. In theory. So let's go into the pits for that freaking stop and go, I guess. Let's see if I can make it this time. Should be a fun challenge. Trade A. In this, yes, there are dynamic tracks, rubber buildup. Yeah, you can see more rubbers being laid on the track. I don't know what I set for the time scale, but yeah, driving on the rubber line will give you more grip. Offline will have you picking up marbles, I believe. You pick up the marbles, have less grip. So you want to stay on the dark stuff, ideally. And then that also makes it for an interesting challenge, because you have to consider the strategy. Are you going to go into that breaking point battling side by side against someone, knowing that you're going to be off the preferred line and you're not going to have as much grip? You have to think about elements like that. Because I was off the line there, and that made me go wide because I didn't have as much grip as if I would be on the line. Also, I kind of missed my breaking point, but for that example, I just want to highlight me off the line. This is definitely, in my opinion, the most technically advanced simulator. Now that just needs the content to catch up with it. Hey Bartman, things are going alright. The fires are basically almost 100% contained. The ones in my area, they're about 90 to around 98% contained, which is great. They are away from my homes, thankfully. They're not 100% contained, but they're basically, they're starting to wrap things up. But definitely, it's tough because the fire that was close to me was, it's actually now called the most destructive fire in California history. And I think second place is a fire from, I think, 1861 or something like that. And this was over 2 times as destructive. Over 5,000 buildings were destroyed by one fire alone. And it's sad to hear, it's sad to see. It's definitely difficult because I had quite a few friends that lost their homes. Another one of my friends, she said she lost some friends, where some friends actually died in the fires, which is something you never want to hear, but it's a sad reality. And now I think it's over 10,000 people have lost their homes. They are now essentially homeless, and it's going to be a long journey for those people to get a new home or have their homes rebuilt. So that's why I am doing this, like the charity drive, at least through the end of October and hopefully into maybe early November, where I want to do my part to help some of my friends and also other people who were affected get back on their feet. And for example, one of my friends, she works as a nurse at a hospital, and she was working overnight shift at the hospital the night the fire started, and she literally could not pack because she was working. She could not escape with anything, so she basically lost everything in the fire. And that's just tough to think about. So it's people like that I want to help. I want to help the people who have lost their homes. I want to at least do something to contribute to them. And also, there are the organizations that have bent over backwards to help house those people who have lost their homes. Quite a few local churches in my area, they have opened up their doors, and they were holding upwards of 300 people in their home, or in the churches, in the community centers. So over 300 people at times were in there, and they had cots, they had people donate food, and it's tough because now it's 2 weeks since all this occurred. It's 2 weeks. Actually, no. It's 2 weeks since these fires hit. At around this time, the fires were destroying entire neighborhoods. At this time, right now, 2 weeks ago. And they were destroying homes. And now it's that awkward area where other people, they are starting to get on with their daily lives. They're going to work. They're doing their jobs. But other people, they are still in that stage wondering where they're going to sleep tonight. Where are they going to actually be able to stay? Because some of the shelters, they've had to close down because they're places of work. They're community centers. So obviously they have to reopen for business, or something they'll lose their business. So there's that. And now it's people are either gonna have to find rentals that are being raised price-wise to essentially scalp people who have lost everything, so they have to pay through the nose for new places. And sometimes it's disgusting because when the fires were hitting, the smoke was so thick it was hard to breathe. And they were saying the quality of air in Northern California was similar to how it is in Beijing, China, where people die of smoke inhalation in their day-to-day life. And this was in Northern California because of the smoke. And now we have a lot of people were selling the breathing masks, and those masks, they had basically some hardware stores were selling the masks for $6 for a paper mask that should have been about $1.50. And then to fight that, other stores were giving away the masks because they cared about people's safety. And Paul, wouldn't FEMA help Yeah, they are helping, but realistically, there's only so much that can be done. It comes down to whether people have insurance, whether like how things go, because it's not like FEMA is going to house 10,000 people in government housing, or especially because some of the government housing burned down that was in the town. So California is one of the most expensive places to live in America. Uh, where I live is basically the average home cost from the area I live in is around 700,000 US dollars. And now, two entire neighborhoods consisting of around maybe 4,000 homes, is those two neighborhoods are decimated. They are no more. They are ash. They're rubble. So house prices are even going to go up further, which makes it even more difficult for people to find a home around here. So it's like, this is going to hit the area where I live hard, because odds are a lot of people, they're going to be forced out of state because of this, into other states where housing is more affordable. But it's a tough situation, because people are going to leave their friends, they're going to leave their families because of this. "500 kilometers driven in race." I would have thought I got that achievement a long time ago. Oh, that was not smart of me. That was not smart. But yeah, for example, there was one home. It was a 3-bed, 2-bathroom home in a high-class neighborhood that's around 20 minutes from where houses were destroyed. And they actually had, like, for the home, whoops, I just grabbed the keyboard upside down. But yeah, so for this house, they were charging $5,000 a month for rent. That's 5,000 US dollars, so that'd be around like 45,000 British pounds or something like that. And they were charging that a month. Then, 2 days after the fire, they raised the price to $10,000 a month, which that's just complete extortion of people basically taking advantage of the opportunity to scalp more money out of people who've lost everything, which is frustrating in my opinion. So now we've tested out all 5 of the GT3 pack cars, and one thing I wanted to test out, finally, rFactor has been released for rFactor 2. So I'm so excited for rFactor. One of my favorite mods in the original rFactor. So I'm super excited for this. So let's drive Michael and Andretti's car. And Atsuho, I think it's a different fire that's happening in the UK. So I think the UK are having their own fires because they had damage, I believe, from its Hurricane Ophelia. But yeah, and Trade, I think, fortunately, there is a law preventing scalping. So I don't know if those people are going to be caught for that. But for now, yeah, it's a tough situation for them. Because, like, I know it'll sound crazy, but for the house, $5,000 a month that's reasonable for that house that was up for rent. Like, that's realistically a reasonable rent where I live in some areas. But raising it to 10,000 just because there are fires? No. Heck no. That's not good. So, let's see. Let's drive this car around Montreal, because Montreal is a track I'm decent at, so let's see how this goes. I'm slightly nervous because I have not driven this car, and rFactor is known for being difficult to drive. So this, I think, is still a little rough around the edges. It's not a final release by any means. I didn't mean to do a race, so this should be interesting. Whoa. Whoops. Third-party car around third-party affiliate track. And I'm getting left in the dust. Always have loved the sound of these cars. Whoa! Lost it on the curb. My bad. So actually, I am going to turn off that and that. Okay, let's just have some fun. Test out this car. As I missed the break point. But man, this brings back memories. Man. Alright, and not just of rFactor. This brings back memories of Andretti Racing, if you guys ever played that game. That is a classic. And oh, those downshift sounds. Amazing. Yeah. So much fun. Such a challenge though, but oh, a lot of fun. It's tough to keep the rear end behind me because I want to step out. Whoa, 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 like that. What? And I mean, that kind of was a negative trait of the original rFactor. You didn't really have much feel in the rear, but oh, this is fun. And I think this is using the original sounds of the original rFactor for rFactor. The mixing could use improvement, I think. But for what this is, it's a lot of fun. Woo! Yeah, buddy. Oh, whoa, whoa. Locked at the rears there. I know I'm sucking right now, but oh man, this is so much fun. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, yeah, buddy. Oh, that was an awesome slide. If I got better at this, I think I could have some good races. But oh man, this takes a lot of skill to drive. Totally missed that braking point. I want to drive this in VR. Whoops. So much fun, guys. I know it's not final release, but if you have rFactor 2, try this out. This thing will whoop you big time. So another thing I want to try, even though I'm also going to suck at it, I think, is I have, it is the Toyota Supra drift car. It should be around here. Project Drift 3.0. So this actually utilized the Toyota Supra. It was an original rFactor 1 mod by someone, and I think it used Niels Husingveld physics. And for those of you who don't know, Niels Husingveld, he's also the physics guru behind Automobilista. So this is known for being great in terms of physics, and now they've ported it over to rFactor 2 and made a drift car out of it. So let's see how this actually performs. So I'm thinking Lime Rock Park. I think that would be one of the best options for drifting. And we'll do all chicanes. Let's see how this goes. So I have the handbrake set up. Let's see how this goes. I have no clue. Or wait, dang it. I'll just let the cars go and let's see how this is. Sliding. Oh. Okay, these are not set up to race, but power slide. Wow, that's actually a decent drifter. Whoa, whoa. Okay, let's set this up at free practice. Because, yeah. But check that out. That's actually a decent drift. And I'm not a good drifter. So that's pretty cool. So practice, private practice. Let's just head to that. This should be quite a lot of fun, guys. I think so. But yeah, this should be a fun course to drift on. I think they actually drift on this in real life. Shortcut. Whoops. Oh, I just realized an issue. Why I was having a problem. I have it only set to 540 degrees of rotation. So I wasn't getting the full potential for drifting. I think I need to have it set down to 900. Hold on. My mistake. There we go. I think that's the right degrees of rotation. So let's see how this goes now. Definitely not the most detailed car, but there we go. Okay, handbrake is working. Okay, I tried taking the original corner. Learning to drift, guys. Let's see how this goes. Okay, that was... Oh, dang it. That was a good drift at first, and then I botched it. Okay, this corner should be fun for slide. There we go. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Little wide, I think. I'm actually drifting for once. Little overeager there. This is a fun drift car, though. I'll give it that. Set up pretty well. I want to get one good lap and then we can see the replay, because one of the things that rFactor 2 does handle pretty well is smoke in tires, and tire tracks. I mean, they do disappear quickly, but... There we go. Little wide. Dang it. This is gonna... Boom. So we'll try another car shortly, but let's get one good lap in. That was not good, but let's see how that actually looks. Not the best, but ooh, that looks pretty cool. Just imagine how that'll look once the graphics engine's overhauled. Let's just fast forward through that. There we go. They need to improve the tire sounds. Have I tried the URD GT3? Yes, I have. It's not GT3. It's GTE, but they call it EGT. I've tried that, and it feels all right. All the cars feel pretty darn stable. But they're decent. I'll give it that. Yeah, I don't have them loaded right now. So let's try F179. That's another great rFactor 1 mod that's making its way into rFactor 2. So Gilles Villeneuve, and let's take this around. I have a bit of a death wish, so let's take it around Monaco. Classic Monaco in a classic F1 car. What more could you ask for out of a sim? I mean, really. Relive a classic era in F1. No brainer. But this is definitely one of the trickiest tracks in my opinion. Danger around every corner. Let's get going. Whoa. Ow. So yeah, I do still have invulnerability on. Or else I would have been dead there. But yeah, this is just great. You get knowledge no other title has. Actually, I think the older version of it is in Assetto Corsa. This is freaky. Oh! Ho, 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 ho. Rest in peace. That hurt. Took that line wrong and you're dead. D-E-D, dead. Yeah, this feels really good force feedback wise. It's a lot of fun. Such a tight corner though. Just imagine driving this layout in real life with this car with the real danger. Woo! Okay, let's slow down. There we go. Whoop. Oh, I caught it with my rear wheel. But yeah, this is so dangerous, but so much fun. Let's get one good lap in. So I think after I finish this lap, I'm actually going to take a quick break, and then I'm actually going to do another live stream with our... Actually, I'm going to do another Project Cars 2 stream, so could have some fun with that. And see how that goes, but yes, if you guys want to stay tuned... Oh, dang it. I guess I'm not going to finish that lap. That chicane always gets me. Dang it. So, I'm going to do a Project Cars 2 stream shortly. So, if you guys want to stay tuned. So, let's just do a quick replay. So, yeah. Definitely, I recommend most of these content that I've tested here. The only one I might not recommend is the drift car if you're not a fan of drifting, but apart from that, rest in peace. But yeah, so much fun. A lot of hidden gems in rFactor 2. I mean, sure, it looks a little rough, but it's still a lot of fun. And driving classic cars like this. So, if you haven't checked out rFactor 2, I'd still definitely give it a recommendation. I'm going to be doing an in-depth review on it in the future. First off, I'm going to be doing my review of Gran Turismo Sport coming up. Currently in the status of writing that. Then going to film everything, put it together for you. And that should be out later, later this week. But yeah, if you guys want to stay tuned, in maybe about 20 minutes, actually let's say top of the hour, I am going to do a Project Cars 2 live stream. So, Crate, sorry you are at the end of this stream, but in a half hour I'm going to start another stream. So, stay tuned for that. So, guys, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next stream.